Hey, how you doing? This thing sucks. I already broke the thing from my car. I was driving. That's a long story. Anyway, where the hell was I? Oh, yeah, Sean McGough. Hey, you crazy conservative from Boston. I got a haircut, so my new hat's already too big. I got to find a Coney Stewart hat. I kind of like that one as I'm getting older. I used to like the cowboy hat. Where was I going with this? Well, that's snort. I keep doing that. If you're following along, go ahead. If you're not, then don't. I'm gonna piss off every one of you. I'm a heathen. I'm a pagan. I'm all those things. I talk to God and Diablo. That's all. It's a long story behind it. It's a joke. I'm a comedian, I guess. I make some people laugh. I piss off a lot of people. I make you think a little bit. I try to bring God to people. By the time I leave, you at least saying God something. Well, I got you at least thinking about him. Maybe you're thinking about Diablo. Why would he curse you? Maybe you better find God. I don't know. Anyway, I don't believe in coincidences anymore. It's a long story. I got lots of long stories. But anyway, I ran into these girls yesterday. One of them's named Devin with an I or with an O. And I just started, I was joking with them and laughing, and they kept asking me, why aren't you on stage? I was telling God jokes and Diablo jokes, and there it goes back and forth. And I said, oh, your name's Devin. I said, I just started following this guy, Devin. And I showed her, I said, I don't believe in coincidences. And then we got to talking, a whole bunch of coincidences. It was hilarious. And I had a point to this story. I'm sorry, God, I already forgot it. It was supposed to go somewhere. If I haven't mentioned it, I got 3 guys in my head. I didn't want to come out today. Sometimes, God, I'm supposed to meet somebody. I already met him, I think. It's a long story. I feel energy from people. Shit, it's a long story. All those assholes I never believed on George Norrie and Art Bell and all those late night radio shows. I used to laugh and listen. And sure, yeah, you talk to God, you stupid bastard. I believe a lot more of those people. You know, a lot more who say they talk to the devil and people who say they talk to God, but they ain't talking to them. No, they ain't. Yeah, that's a long story. You believe me if you don't want. You don't have to. I believe it. That's all. I'm not the only one who. My problem, well, I got a lot of problems. I don't even know where to start there. That's a long story. I don't listen to God. Ain't that a bitch? I know, right? He's pissed right now. Wants me to get moving, get my fat ass going. I gained 2 pounds because I ate too much. That's a long story. Fat changed me. Sometimes he's a prick. Oh, yeah, I don't see him like anyone else, and don't pray to him like I do. And I believe in the Trinity. You know, it is what it is. But it's a long story. It's not what I believe and what I see are 2 different things. Why I listen to things, why I do certain things. If I explain it to you, it's just a long story. You're not gonna get it. And it's been done before. I mean, that's why I love that's why we all love certain shows, because we do some of the stupidest crap, and then when we see it, even if it's on a cartoon, we go, oh man, what do you mean I'm just like Homer? Oh, I'm just like this one, or I'm just like that. Oh no, that's not good. That's why I like certain things that, man, maybe they're not nice, but they point it out to you, and man, where you could have been better, where you could have been doing things right. If you call that God, call it your moral. Well, all your morals come from God. They go back to the Bible. I'm not going to get into it with you. I'm never going to be on a pulpit. That's what I always say. People say you go to church. I say, you know what? When they go back to fire and brimstone and teaching it the way I've been listening to it, the book, not your interpretation. I can listen to other people's. I've listened to everybody's interpretations. And then I say, okay, he kind of sees it the way I do. Let me go back and listen to these other people and see what they're saying. Let me listen to this one. Let me listen to that one. Geez, well, this story sounds a lot like this one, but you just fail to believe because you don't want to admit there's a God, but I can hear it in your voice and I can feel it, what you say. Holy crap, just shut up. But you know, if I go on a debate and you say, just shut up, people don't like that shit. But I can point it out to you. I can go find it. I'm not going to do that. I got my neurons are flying right now. I pull out something from my brain. I find a story about it. Oh, yeah, with Devin. What the hell was I going to say? That was the thing. There was a neuron. I knew coincidences and bam, bing, bam, boom. And then I come back and I forgot the fucking story. Well, you assholes, I got 5 other stories that are going right now. And I just saw 2 people that one I'm supposed to talk to. I know for sure. It's a weird fucking, they don't want to talk to me probably. But I say hi and see where it goes from. So funny stories end up that way. Oh yeah, I get revelations sometimes that are awesome. They actually make me cry, and I look like a big pussy. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, that's what I look like anyway, and I cry. But then when I try to put it down on video or type it, I can't. It's not fast enough because it's just going so fast, and it's a long story, but it goes back to the same night that fuck, you don't want to hear that whole story, but it's funny. I think it's funny. Some people think it's funny. A lot of people think it's funny. I'm going to tell you the one God on one side, and I might have told you it already. I don't know where the hell was I going with this. Oh yeah, Devin, if you see this, you still spell your name right with an O. But Sanskrit. I looked up the Sanskrit. That's what it was, and I go, "What's Sanskrit?" Now I'm thinking that's what they put on Kung Fu Panda, which I love. But that's a scroll. So that was a Sanskrit. That's a form of writing, right? And then when I looked up Sanskrit, it came out. I wish they didn't leave right away, but they had to go. I had them for 40 minutes talking, and they would have stayed longer. And I was like, "No, I got to get to work." And she's like, "No, tell me about this." And she mentioned Sanskrit because I mentioned God, and she was like, "Well, look this up." And it goes back to Buddhism and whatnot. And I looked into it. And I said, "Oh, yeah, I remember reading about this." But the thing is, it's also this ball of sand with the thing in it, and it makes art. And when I had my oldest daughter one time at one of these museums, they had one, and she accidentally bumped it, and it changed the course of the sand. So we tried to move it so it would... I was trying to make Mickey Mouse, but then they threw us out of the museum. She was little. She probably don't even remember it. We had a blast. We saw the whole place anyway, but when she did that, you can move it. I was trying to get it to... We just made like a number or something. But anyway, it would have been a funny story to tell Devin, but they left. And if I see her again, I'll have to say, "Oh yeah, I looked up Sanskrit like you told me, and look at this. This is what it is. And let me tell you that story." Now, people think I just made up the story. My daughter could remember. I think she was only about 5. I used to take her everywhere. Take them both everywhere. I always loved that story. Well, they let you in free when you're alone as a kid. They want you not to get jumped and robbed and trafficked and all that. You'd be amazed when you're all alone. You'd be amazed. Even back then, they don't call the police too often. Anyway, it's a long story. Where was I going with this? Hey, Devin, remind me to tell you the story about Sanskrit. If you ever see one of these. I told her not to look at my channel. I swear way too much. She's a good kid. 23. I thought they were like 18. My ages are way off. With young kids look older and older kids look younger. I'm so confused. Let's not even get into all of that. What I'm confused about. Woo! Anyway, have a great day, America. Don't know if I'll post this or not. Don't even know if I made myself laugh. We'll figure it out later. And I mean we, because they're all waking up and they're saying, "Let's go, fatty. We got to get some move on. As this guy's eating an ice cream, I'm living vicariously through him." And he's carrying one. You know, I've heard of two-fisted, but what the hell? I got to bust his Aggies on. Hey, I've heard of two-fisted, but that's going too far. That's what I do. God bless, brother. I got a yup. It's a start, right? God bless you, America.